The Zollverein coal mine industrial complex in the western German city of Essen. Coal was mined here for 135 years, up to 4 million tonnes annually. These days, the entire complex is open to the public and offers all sorts of opportunities for visitors, including exhibitions and concerts.
I think it's really interesting. There's a lot of history, and yeah, it's just very interesting how they've turned the building into art space.
It's impressive what people once managed to do here.
The timeline is nicely presented, so is the transformation of the entire Ruhr region.
After the complex was decommissioned in 1986, it left an industrial wasteland in the middle of the town. Simply demolishing it, like other coal production complexes in the Ruhr region, was not considered an option. Instead, Essen decided to preserve it as a monument.
Coal and steel were the primary reason this region was developed, so its very identity is closely linked to the industry. That's why it's important to preserve individual plants and provide documentation, so people can see how the process worked and how people here used to live and work.
To allow visitors to enter, the complex had to be made safe, not an easy task. The facilities of the Zollverein are spread over an area as big as 100 soccer pitches. Well-known architects were brought in for the redevelopment. They also had to create entrances for the buildings.
We're in front of the coking plant, on tracks where trains used to run. There were no people here, and there was no ground floor with an entrance. Employees entered the building via gangways and small stairways, all completely unsuitable for the general public. We had to solve the problem of how to let visitors into the building.
The former coking plant now houses the Ruhr Museum. Over several floors, you can learn all about the history and way of life in the Ruhr region. It's also a chronicle of the work that was done here. The process of pit coal mining becomes a vivid experience. Former miners give guided tours. Historical films take you underground and show the miners hard at work. Outside, nature is reclaiming the grounds, gently controlled and supplemented by cultivated areas of greenery designed to leave the industrial structures visible. Zeche and his team are responsible for the park.
To make the area usable, many of the trees were cut down. The tracks were exposed again, and what grows there now is more or less intensively gardened to create a certain amount of variety.
The Zollverein coal mining complex is an excellent example of how to turn an industrial wasteland into a historical and exciting theme park.